Welcome to the Mormon to Medium podcast, where we'll talk about spirituality, the paranormal, religion, and my journey going from Mormon to medium. I'm Nannette Ride. Thanks for listening. Now let's go have some fun.
Don't be afraid. Close your eyes. There's a moon overhead, but the sun will rise. Blood on our lips, such a poisonous bite. The sound of our hearts go bump, bump, bump in the night.
Hello and welcome. This is the Mormon to Medium podcast, where we talk about the journey from being Mormon to being a medium. It's really kind of a strange dynamic, don't you think, Dan? Can those two things really exist in the same realm?
They can definitely exist, but at some point I think you have to make a choice, right?
Right, you can't be a Mormon and a medium because they don't really care for that.
No. They don't go together very well. But I mean, I guess
They are
they
not
could.
like peanut butter.
I guess they could,
and
as long as you
chocolate.
don't go to any of the leaders and ask them for help. Peanut butter and chocolate?
Yeah,
Like a Reese's
they're
peanut
not
butter
like
cup?
peanut butter and chocolate because peanut butter and chocolate always go together.
If you like Reese's peanut butter cups, I was thinking of peanut butter and jam.
Well, PB&J is kind of blasé. Peanut butter and chocolate, though? Damn.
Do you remember those commercials?
Of course I do. That's why I said that.
Oh my gosh, those were good commercials.
Thanks for catching on, though.
I'm drinking my coffee. Zip it.
I appreciate you following.
Sorry, baby.
It's all good.
You know, we also shed light in dark places. So we talk about things that people don't like to talk about.
Yeah, that's true. I like to talk about it.
I think we should talk about lots of things and have good conversations about things that are hard to talk about.
Well, that's really the key, I think, is a lot of people just go, well, this is how I feel, and that's that. And they're not open to conversation. And I think in order to be a successful adult, you have to be able to have conversations with people who have differing opinions. And it's okay if someone has a different opinion. Let's talk about them. Why do you feel this way? Why do I feel this way? And you work through it and you come to an understanding and agreement with each other. You don't have to completely believe what the other person believes in order to be friends or even in order to be friendly, right?
It's so true. But do you think that people are afraid to talk about things because they're afraid of other people telling them that they're wrong or trying to introduce a different point of view and then them feeling stupid rather than just being open and curious? I mean, I know that even when I'm not right and we're talking about something, it's interesting to get to know someone's different perspective and different point of view.
Does that ever happen?
Oh,
Are you ever not right? Because
yeah.
I've learned in our relationship, you're right probably 99% of the time, and I'm right 1% of the time.
Whatever. Whatever. That is a false statement.
Hey, I'm just trying to keep the peace here, okay?
You just want to get laid.
Does that help? Because if that helps, I'm going to say things like that much more often.
Do not lie to me. Speak sweet nothings in my ear, but do not lie to me. But, you know, I think as I get older, I think it's more interesting to talk to people and kind of be silent on my side and listen to their side rather than needing to be right all the time.
Does that happen too? Like,
oh, fuck you. You know that getting lucky that you wanted like 30 seconds ago? Yeah, you ain't getting nothing.
well, I mean the silence part, not the
Zip
part.
it.
It's okay. It's okay. We all know Nan loves to talk, and that's not a bad thing.
I do love to talk, but I also like to listen.
You have a podcast. You better be able to talk.
I think it's important for people to listen to other people though too, and not always have to be right or have to chime in, especially like if someone is telling how they feel about something, they're talking about how they feel, and you should listen with your heart and not have to tell, your story about the same thing.
That's fair.
Because it kind of cancels out them.
Well, I think, and that's the hard thing for a lot of guys, right? Because we want to fix things.
Yep.
We are fixers. And so when you come to me and say, Brad, this or this or this happened, or I'm feeling this or this or this, I automatically jump to, oh my God, well, let's do A, B, and C, and then we're going to get the results that you're looking for. And you're like, God damn it, just listen to me. Don't tell me how to fix it.
I think over the years I've learned to preface things like, I need you to hear me. Don't try to fix me. You're like, got it.
Right.
I understand the parameters now.
And that's the key, right? Is first I'll go, okay, what is expected of me? Because you really have a hard time in a conversation where there is an expectation, but you don't understand what that expectation is. And I think maybe that's the difference between somebody going, help me versus just listen to me. You know, there's an expectation versus just a conversation, right? Because two people can just have a conversation, or a group of people can have a conversation, and there's no expectation.
Right.
Or there shouldn't be.
Well, but most people, so for example, let's take people that are leaving a high demand religion, right? They need to be able to talk to their family members who they love and let them know where they're at, and have the family member hear them with their heart, and then not impose their own story or their own emotions on the person. Just accept them for where they are at, because they're still the person that you loved before. They're just going down a different path.
Yeah.
And so to be curious and not impose your own belief systems on that person is really, truly love.
Do you know what? That's a really good point, because it is hard for a lot of people who are in a high demand religion to talk to their friends or loved ones who have left, because I think it almost feels like, oh, you're attacking my religion because you don't believe in it anymore.
Well, and you're attacking the person because their religion becomes the person, especially if you're a Mormon. The religion becomes who you are.
The Church of Latter-day Saints, the Mormons.
The Mormons. You know what I mean? I see that a lot with my clients, and what they do is they withdraw, and then they're afraid to talk to their own spouse, or they're afraid to talk to their parents or their kids. And it's like, nothing that you're doing is wrong. Why not have a love-filled conversation about it and let them know, I need you to hear me with your heart, and just don't say anything. Don't mean that this means you're wrong. It just means I need you to hear me, and I need you to accept where I'm at right now.
Yeah.
The end. That's all. Like, it's so simple.
Can you imagine how difficult it would be if you were in a relationship where one partner was very in and one partner was out? I mean, and I know I joke a lot that, oh, we're in a mixed faith relationship, but the reality of it is I don't go to church, and I haven't for years, but I think that would be so difficult if one of us was very believing and very in, and the other was not.
It would literally put your relationship to a test, you know, but usually it creates chasms. But there's a lot of really good counseling so that you can work on your marriage and work on that subject and still stay together if that's something that you want to do.
How would you even reconcile that though with each other? I think that would be so difficult.
I think much like when we were dating, I was still very in, and you still weren't going to church, but you still came with me.
Yes, I did.
And even though you moaned during the whole sacrament meeting and everything, and made me laugh. Yeah,
are you still talking about church?
Oh my gosh, we have a great undertone. We need a disclaimer on this one. There's an undertone, a sexual undertone to this podcast today.
If you are offended by sexual innuendo, please do not listen to this podcast.
But you know, you didn't say anything about me going to church. You didn't try to force your belief systems down my throat, which I absolutely love. Brad, jeez.
Oh shit! I'm so sorry.
No, you're not.
It's like everything you say is so dirty this morning.
Was it the cheesecake we ate? What?
It must have been that creamy goodness. Oh shit!
We're gonna have cheesecake and coffee every morning. Oh my gosh!
And by the way, you just skipped right over the moaning. Nobody understands what even that was about.
So in the word that I was in, the tempo and everything, with the songs.
Wait, you've got to explain what a ward is.
It's a section of people that go to the same church at the same time.
Yeah, it's like a local parish.
It's a couple of hundred people that go to, one ward at the same time. And then your neighbor that could be across the street could be in a different ward, and you just don't talk because you're not in the same ward.
Yeah, I can't talk to them. They're not in my ward.
That's how it works. but the music, the tempo and everything would be the same. And so Brad would be like,
It's because every single song, when you heard everyone singing, it sounded like this graveyard moaning. Like, I can't even explain it because I don't want to sing. I don't want to sing any church songs because it triggers Nan. But every church song, every hymn sounds like a moan. It's just horrible.
And we would sit in the back, of course, because Brad is very disruptive. He turns into 14 every time we would go. But I just super appreciated that you would let me work it out. And that's how a marriage would need to be, is just let the spouse work out what their journey is, because it's their individual journey, right?
Well, it's true. But what happens when that spouse starts going, well, our kids are going to do this, our kids are going to do that? How do you work through that type of situation?
I think that there needs to be an understanding between the spouses, how you're going to approach the kids, and the kids need to be able to choose. And you know what? Truth is truth, whether you believe it or not.
They should just choose the right.
They should choose what feels right in their heart. The end.
Oh, not choose the right. Choose what's right.
What is the right? If you're in the church, you feel like everything in the church is right. But when you get out and you learn other things, you're like, holy shit, okay, game change.
Look, when you're 8, you want to choose what's going to get you a big ass party.
And the poster with the candy bars.
And the candy bar poster.
Yeah.
So you're probably going to go, I want to be baptized, Mommy.
Exactly, because you want the party.
Yeah, because you want
not
the party.
dumb. Hello.
Yeah. I'm going to get a cool party. Do you understand what it means to be baptized? They're going to put me in the water.
It's the same thing with people that are in the church. I want the celestial kingdom. Hello.
Yeah.
I have the checklist right here.
Yeah, but an 8-year-old doesn't know dick about dick. I mean, literally, they know nothing, and they're going, guess what? Now you're a member of our church, and you just made these sacred covenants with the Lord. And an 8-year-old's going, I don't know what a covenant is.
It really bothers you, huh?
It really bothers me.
Yeah.
That is a child who has no idea what they're getting into, or what covenants they're making, or promises they're getting into.
Which, a mixed faith marriage would bring that light into it, because you would have, for example, a mom that would be like, well, this is what you're really getting into. This is what it's really about. Mm-hmm. And then you've got the dad being like, yeah, but this and this and this and this and this and the party. And then the mom's like, yeah, but this is what's going to happen.
Yeah, this is a lifetime commitment. And do you understand these things?
But then you get both sides. And then as a kid, you can choose, right? But I know a lot of families don't do that. I know it's a super stressful thing, and we can only guess. But in a perfect world, people should just be like, hey, you're on a different path. I'm on a different path. I mean, you and I don't see things the same all the time. And sometimes we agree to disagree, but we still love each other the same.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
Well, and I think it goes back to what you said earlier, is there are some fantastic family counselors who can help with those types of things. And so that's probably the best place to look.
Exactly.
I mean, you can listen to us all you want. We'll give you all kinds of advice. It might not be great, but a family counselor will really understand your personal situation and be able to give you a lot better help than we can.
Well, and we have a really great counselor too that's been on the podcast and has been our counselor too as I go through my faith crisis in the beginning of our marriage. So
yep, exactly.
He's been awesome. But yeah, I don't even know how we got down there. How do we go down that hole?
Yeah,
honey?
that was a different path than we expected to take, but
most definitely. So how about manifesting, babe?
Yeah, how about manifesting? So you'll probably remember Nan's story about after Corey was killed, and she just hounded the Lord and was like, I just need to see him. I just need to see him. Let me see him now. 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 Can I see him now? Can I see him now? That's what Nan does with vacations. And how'd that work out?
It worked out really wonderful. So when you manifest something, what I do is I picture myself there, and I use all of my senses. What does it feel like? What does it smell like? What does it sound like? Like all the things as if I'm there. And then I walk around expecting it to happen any day. And our awesome friends texted us and said, hey, it's our friend's birthday and
Russ.
Russ.
Give me Russ's birthday, everybody.
And do you guys want to go on an Eastern Caribbean cruise? And I was like, score. Because everybody knows that if Russ is involved, I will always say yes. He can get me to do shit I would never do. Because he's
Russ
just
is
one of
like,
those cool people.
hey, you want to go camping? Hmm?
Yep.
And Nan's like, I hate to camp, Brad, but I love to go with Russ. Okay, yeah, we'll go camp. And she had a great time.
I had a great time. And I do. I love Russ. He's one of those people that, yeah. Russ and Sandy.
He's got
are
a
the best.
very pure heart and loving soul.
Yeah, he has that twinkle in his eye. He's just fun. He's good people. And Sandy is just awesome. They're good people.
Is he good people or is he a good person? Because if he's people, he might have that dissociative identity disorder, and we might have to get him some help.
I think he's part Native American. The way that he can find shit in the middle of the desert is unreal.
Gosh, right?
Unreal. He has like this innate ability to do magical things.
Yeah.
Like, he's amazing. Anyway, we are going on a 7-day cruise. And we're going in May, so I'm super, super, super excited.
Yeah, it'll be a lot of fun to spend time with him.
Brad was like, seriously? Because I've been on Instagram, if you go look, I've been leaving like all of these hints.
Yeah, subtle hints. I need a vacation, manifest. And it's Nan's, picture Nan sitting in the ocean, or, baby turtles swimming into the ocean after they've been hatched, or everything for the last few weeks.
Yep. But it happened. He finally just rolled his eyes and he goes, fine. Okay, let's go.
It's like, geez, oh, Pizzo, let's just go somewhere.
It's time.
It's time.
But here's the thing. In my past, I didn't get to go on a lot of vacations because we were always really poor. And so I have always wanted to see the world in different places, see culture, see people.
I can
Different food, I'm hungry for that. So I can't sit still any more than like 5 or 6 months, and then I got to go again. So,
and it's kind of weird because I tend to be a homebody.
Yeah, that's because you travel for your job and you're gone every other week. So just don't even talk to me about that.
That could be true. But
That
I do.
is true.
I love being home. I love having little projects at home to work on.
No, you have big projects.
I love being able to do things like that. And I like being home.
So what we're saying is Nan needs a posse of ladies to go on vacations with because Brad wants to stay home.
You know what? It'd probably be really good for you to go on a ladies' trip.
Did you hear that snap?
No.
Okay, there it is.
No, I think...
There it is. There it is.
I think it would be very healthy for you. I think that that's something that you don't really do a lot. And so I think that it would be good. Don't give me that look. It's not. You don't do a lot of things with like lady friends.
I don't because you're my best friend. I like to do everything with you.
Oh, thank you.
Like I'll go on vacation. You just watch. I'll go on vacation and I'll want to show you everything. And you'll be like, I'm busy with this project.
You'd be like, why aren't you answering the phone? I'll be like, I'm building a deck or whatever the hell's going on.
But yeah, I think.
Okay,
yeah.
That's fair. That's fair. Do you know what? And here's the thing. I love to travel with you. And I would feel bad if I missed out on something. So maybe you don't need a bunch of lady friends to go on vacations with.
Oh yeah, way to dig yourself out of that rabbit hole, dude.
There was no digging. We were having a discussion.
We're
just having a conversation.
The thing is our dating life, we would go on vacation. Like I'm talking a beautiful scuba diving vacation, probably on the average of every 3 to 4 months. And it was magical. Like our dates were freaking awesome. And so when he asked me to marry him, I'm like, this part can't change. So, and I understand life happens and jobs happen.
And COVID happened.
I know. I understand. And I've given some grace. But you know what? It's time. I'm manifesting this bitch and it's going to happen like constantly. So as soon as we go on this trip, I'm going to be manifesting the next one.
And she's not kidding.
She's not kidding.
So if you want to get on the calendar of Nannette, you're going to want to get on there quick because you never know when she's going to be bebopping around somewhere else.
Or And if you want to learn how to manifest, holler.
Right? She can teach you. She's
I'm really good at it.
She's damn good at it.
So a lot of people have been asking if spirit guides are real. What do you think, Brad?
I think that they're very real. I absolutely believe that. And look, it really kind of ties back to the whole LDS religion, right? Because they have the Holy Ghost, which is essentially a spirit guide.
It's true. It's true.
I mean, they say, well, we just have the Holy Ghost, but the Holy Ghost could really be a plethora of ghosts. Do you have a plethora?
A plethora that's designed to be right with you and know you personally. That wouldn't make sense, right? Holy shit.
Well, no, I believe in a spirit guide or guides, plural.
Guides. So you think that you could have more than one spirit guide? Is that what you're saying?
I think so.
Yeah.
Probably not more than one wife. That's where spirit guides and Mormons differ.
Oh my gosh, my brain just did a party. Can you imagine being a polygamist like in Brigham Young's time, and you were just like one of those wives that hated all the 28 million kids and the 6 other wives, and you're like, I freaking hate this life, but this is how we have to live, and like whatever, and then that you think that's what your heaven's going to be like. That would be awful.
I have to spend eternity with these assholes.
This is too busy. When am I going to have peace? When do I get to rest? Because I never rest.
I'm going to go milk the cows. Be back in a fortnight.
Gosh. In a fortnight. Do you have alcohol in your coffee?
No, but I should.
You should.
No, I've got to work today. That's not going to happen.
Me too. Got a full day of clients.
That's awesome.
I know. I have the best clients. I'm telling you.
You really do. You're lucky to be able to have the associations that you do through your clients.
Yeah, I have people that are just so hungry to learn and to get in touch with their spiritual side and to heal themselves. It is just a beautiful thing to get to witness and like a sacred space to stand in, to watch people shift and grow. And it's like they come into their own and stand in their own truth and light. And you're just like, yes, I get to be their cheerleader and be like, you're so awesome.
Right. If
Yeah.
you want to see a really beautiful thing, you should sit where I'm at.
Oh, are you worrying
And
me?
gaze across these microphones with those beautiful deep blue eyes. The big white smile.
You're almost as smooth as the 5-year-old.
Yeah. Do you know what? And one day I will be at Rory's level. Can you imagine where he's at now?
Right.
Man, that kid's a player.
He's so cute.
And if you want to know more about Rory, you should listen to episode number whatever it was. I don't know. What episode did we talk about?
I think it's probably 2 or 3. It's about our dating. So it's probably episode 2 or 3
Yeah.
right in there.
I don't know. Anyway, it's back at the beginning.
You'll learn what a Rory finger is.
Yeah, and it's not what you think.
It's so cute. We Rory finger Brad all the time.
Oh my God. Ultimately, what you need to know is Nan is a bad influence on children, and she teaches them things they ought not know. Yes, Rory, that's your biggest finger. Go show it to your mom. Oh, Jesus.
Oh, my abs hurt from Pilates, and now you're making them burn.
When you say Pilates, it just makes me think of on Silicon Valley when they're at the funeral for the one guy and his competitor friend is like, we saw each other at the restaurant and I talked about my marathons and he told me about Pilates.
Pilates is no joke. I'm telling you.
Oh, no, it was. And it was hilarious in that show. If you haven't seen Silicon Valley, please go watch it. It is absolutely hilarious.
Yeah, it is really funny. But it would be more funny if you went to my Pilates class with me.
Pilates is too hard. I'll just go lift weights.
All right. It would be really entertaining for me, though, if you came to Pilates.
Okay,
once.
I would go to Pilates with you if you went to yoga with me.
Oh, shit.
Uh-huh. Oh, wait a minute.
Yeah, so when we were dating, we went to yoga, and Brad is super limber. Like, he can pretty much do the splits. And he has
I also
really
have
good
better balance than Nan.
F you. I was getting to that. He likes to tease me because I literally can fall off of flip-flops. So, like, and I'm talking just standing there, not even walking.
And you're the one asking me if I have alcohol in my drink. Nan, have you been drinking today? No, I just fell off my flip-flops. I don't know what happened. I was just standing here. And you don't really sound like that, but that's,
Thanks. Thanks for the clarification there.
Oh, shit.
But anyways, we went to this class, and Brad's sitting there doing like his warrior pose, and he's like doing so good. And I'm trying to hold it, and I like am like shaking and toppling, and like my balance sucked at that point. My balance is better now, but it was really ugly, and he was so pretty, and so I got sick of looking at him, so I pushed him over.
Yeah.
He goes, that's how people get hurt.
Exactly. That's what I was just going to say just now. That's how people get hurt, Nan. No horseplay.
I'm like, you suck.
I love you. Thanks for the memories. This has been a fun conversation so far.
Right?
Yeah, no expectation.
No expectation.
Just love, abundance, light.
So I love abundance and light. Love, abundance, and gratitude. It's all the same frequency.
Oh, Jesus. See, I always get that wrong.
Yeah.
And sometimes I'm like, is it love, abundance, and crystals? What is this hooey-wooey, hippy-dippy bullshit?
You know exactly what it is because you're as hippy-dippy as they come.
Yeah, but I can pretend.
You fake it.
I can pretend that I'm not.
You're a faker.
Do you want to know something about me faking?
Yeah.
Okay.
This will be good.
So when I got married as a teenager and my ex's family hated me, like, he's such a horrible person and you'll never be happy because you'll never be able to go to the temple with him and blah, 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 blah. And I dug my heels in and I'm like, fuck you guys. I'll show you. And a year later, we went through the temple, by God. And I look back at that a lot of times and I'm like, did I go through because I believed that? Or did I go through because I wanted to say, fuck you guys. See, I did take her.
Oh, yeah. It's because you wanted to say, fuck you. I did it.
And I think a lot of it was that because her mom hated me. Her sister was awful. Well, a couple of them were. A couple of them got better. The other one is less than kind. But anyway, I sometimes look back and go, did I really buy into that? Or was it literally just to give a Rory finger? And yeah. And then when the kids get older and then you start taking the kids to church and stuff and you're like, well, I guess we're in now. And then I look back and I'm like, damn, I raised my kids in that. And it's interesting because I watch them grow and change and make their own decisions in life now. And they're so far ahead of where I was. And I love that for them.
Right. Your kids are awesome.
Anyway, I don't know if that is a relevant story. I don't even know if it'll make it through the editing process.
Yes, it should. It absolutely should. I think it is relevant.
Now, Nan, the real question is, have you ever faked it?
I faked lots of things. I'm an old lady. What do you think?
Oh, that did not go the way I expected, did it?
I think I had imposter syndrome most of my life. I faked being a really good flautist. I faked being...
And this one time at band camp?
Oh my gosh. Oh, you're making me cry.
Hey, you were the flautist, not me.
I can still play my B flat scales.
But just since you got your implants out.
Ba-dum-bum.
I crack myself up. Oh, shit.
But honey,
Yes,
the
dear.
most important thing is that I've never, ever faked it with you.
Okay, thank you. That's really all I needed to
I
hear.
know.
I
Okay,
appreciate
on
that.
to bigger and better things.
Damn. Now I feel attacked again. I don't know what I'm going to do with this relationship. One thing after another,
Well, you're
darling.
definitely going on vacation every couple months.
Oh, boy. On that note, I think we ought to draw a tarot card. We haven't done that for a long time. Do a reading for us, darling. By the way, that's a really cool cigar box.
So my hot boyfriend, you can sometimes call him my hot husband, but he's my boyfriend too because I kind of treat him like he's a piece of meat. He went on a work trip and he brought me back these really cool cigar boxes. So my tarot cards fit in the cigar box, like two decks of them. And I kind of rotate them out with some of my other ones, but I love it. I love it. I love it. It has a picture of some stars and a moth and really cool.
And a moon.
And a moon.
Yeah.
So what are we drawing a card for? I need to know.
Well, I think you need to draw a card for our listeners for this coming week.
For the listeners for the coming week. Huh. Well, there's your card.
So the card is the Emperor, and it is a man sitting on a throne. He's wearing a bright red jacket. He's got a scepter and a crown. He also has a white, luxurious beard.
He looks like Brad.
He's very handsome, then.
It's basically Brad.
So what does that card mean for our listeners for this week?
It just represents stability and power. It can represent a person, but it's conviction and yeah.
Wait, confection? They're making candy?
Conviction.
Okay.
Are you thinking about the cheesecake again?
I think so. Like a delicious confection, please.
So you can have a powerful week. We only drew one card though.
Do you want to draw another?
Well, usually you draw a couple, especially with the normal tarot deck, and that's what this one is.
All right, we'll pull another. Pull it out, baby.
Brad. Oh.
All right, and the next one is the Tower. Now this card,
Burn and destruction.
yeah, so it's got a big tall tower on top of a mountain that the lightning is striking and the top of it is falling off, and it looks like people are jumping out of the windows, mayhem and chaos. What does what does the Tower card mean, Nan?
You know, the Tower is also another major arcana. So 2 major arcanas. I think we're all toast. No, I don't. I don't think we're all toast. I think things are going to get better. So the Tower, obviously, is the ripping down of stuff. It can be misery or distress or ruin. It can also be deception. So we've got a lot of that going on in the world today, right?
You know, I've
Tons.
always thought of the Tower as an opportunity card, and here's why. I think when things come tumbling down and it feels like there is an end, there's always a new beginning and something to learn and something to build from. And I think these two cards really go well together because you have this tower and you have something coming down and falling apart, but you have a way to rebuild and regain your power.
I think definitely things are changing. And if you protect yourself and stand in your own truth and light, everything will be okay. Everything comes from love. And as you begin to heal, you'll be in charge of your own power. So I think that that's really important. You know, some people mix up the Tower with the Death card. And the Death card is the end of something. Mm-hmm. But the Tower is the destruction of something, but then a rebuild of something. So I think it's interesting that they are together.
Well, it sounds like a good reading then. Like it might be a little stressful, but get through it. You're going to be fine. You're going to come back out on the other side better than you started.
Yeah, don't be afraid of the stuff that you're seeing on the news. Hopefully you're not watching it.
Is it just about the news? I think it could be about anything, Nan.
It could be about anything, but I think that things that are happening in the world can be a little unnerving. I think a lot of people are afraid. I'm starting to see people walk around with masks on again. And I'm sorry, I'm a respiratory therapist. Breathing's important. But when you have an elderly lady with double masks on, it tells me she's got a lot of fear. And that's sad.
Yeah.
Because she's not realizing that breathing's important.
That's
you
true.
know?
Well, in CPR and first aid classes, the first thing they tell you to check is the airway.
Exactly. I mean, plus you're rebreathing your CO2 and you're rebreathing the bacteria that you're breathing out. I mean, like it's not good. It's not good. So it just hurts my heart to see people in such fear because there's no need for it. As long as we are in tune and we are one with ourselves and we're whole and centered, there isn't anything to fear because our team will let us know when we need to move or what we need to do and give us the heads up.
I love that. Thank you, Nan. And thank you, everyone, for listening. We are so humbled that you take time out of your day to listen to our podcast. It really makes our hearts happy. So thank you so much. And if there's anything that you would like to hear from us, please hit us up. Let us know. You can follow us on all the socials at Mormon to Medium Podcast. And we'll see you
On the other side of the veil.